Welcome back to Mad Horse Barbecue. My name is Brian, and today smoking is going to save lives because everybody needs to know how to smoke a good pork butt, and I'm going to show you how to smoke two of them. Two pork butts in front of us, about 8 pounds apiece, and we're going to do a little bit of a comparison video to where we're going to put these both on a Pitts Spitts Maverick 1250, rub them down the same way, but then when it comes time to wrap, we're going to wrap one in aluminum foil and then one in butcher paper, and shred them up at the end, and see how they taste. So without further ado, let me bring you in and let's get these pork butts rubbed up. Let's go ahead and rub these pork butts down. The rub we're going to use is my go-to for pork. We got the Tailgaters BBQ Party Rub. Get this right off of Sucklebuster's webpage. I will put the link to the rub in the description. And I could be wrong on this. This isn't made by Sucklebuster's. It's made by a gentleman named Dan Woods. You can find him on Instagram. My shaker bottle was out of rub, but luckily I contacted Dan Woods a while ago, and I got the 5-pound bag of Tailgaters BBQ Party Rub because I just use so much of the stuff. It's that good to me on pork. So let's go ahead and get these butts prepped up. I got my BBQ prep tub made by Drip Easy. Again, I see a lot of questions about this prep tub. It's really cool because at first glance, it looks like a cutting board, but there's two levels to it. You put it up one, neat. You put it up again, and then all of a sudden you can just get out of control with your rub, and you're not going to get it anywhere. So let's go ahead and put it down a level, and we're going to use for a binder today. We're going to use some mustard on these pork butts, and we're just going to go ahead and start by getting them all full of mustard. Got these things both rubbed down in some mustard. We're going to start seasoning first on the fat cap side because when it comes to me, when I cook pork butts, I really prefer to do these things fat cap down. You can see most of fat cap is trimmed off pretty good again, but we're going to be cooking these around 275, and I like using that fat cap down to kind of protect the meat from the heat source. So when we rub these up, we're going to put the tray up, the barbecue prep tub up one more level, just like that. And we're going to start by rubbing down the fat cap side, and we're going to rub the butts down all the way. So let's go ahead and do that. And that is going to be about good. I could do a quick scan, like 360 of the tub, but there is pretty much no rub at all. Everything was contained in the tub. The one thing I really love about this barbecue prep tub by Drip Easy is it just really contains your mess in there. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is throw these things in the fridge overnight. Not even going to cover them up, and I'm just going to let that rub kind of soak in all night. And I will pick back up when we are out at the grill tomorrow morning. Good morning, we are back. Down at the Pitts Spitts Maverick 1250. I just threw the pork butts on. Cook temp today is going to be 275. The pellets we're going to run are the Lumberjack Competition blend. And before this cook, I did fill the hopper up completely. So we will see how this thing does with pellet consumption today. I can say right now it's about -1 degree about, and it's about 17 to 18 below wind chills. So it is it's a little cold. My hand's cold. But let's go ahead. I'll just give you a quick peek at the pork butts. Try to minimize opening this thing up, but there we go. You can see it. You can see it in the back. But I do have the amazing smoke tube in there just for some extra smoke today. I don't use the thing a whole lot, but today I decided I wanted to. So let's go ahead and close this thing down. And yeah, I'm not going to pick back up. These are going to go for 3 hours, and I might start spritzing at that point, but not 100% positive. So either way, we'll see you in about 3 hours. All right, we are back. We are 3 hours into the cook. One thing I didn't mention is when I got that smoke tube, the amazing smoke tube filled up last night, I put some pellets in it, then I put some wood chips in it, then pellets, then wood chips, and then ended up, with pellets. To me, when you burn actual chunks or chips of wood, you get a different flavor on the meat. That's just my opinion. But I've never used a smoke tube like that, but Ken over at Heavy Metal Barbecue, I have seen use his smoke tube like that, so that's kind of where I got this idea from. 3 hours into this cook, we've been running at 275 the whole time. Temps right now are probably about 1 or 2 degrees, so it's it's a bit on the frigid side here in Minnesota this morning. But let's go ahead. I'll take you in, and I'll show you where we're at with pellet consumption, and I'll give you a quick peek at the butts. All right, so first things first, take a peek at the pellets. We're using some. I fully expected to be using pellets. I can't say if this is much more unusual than I would be on like a 60-degree day, but I'm just going to guess it is, just because of how cold it is. Let's go ahead, open her up, give you a quick peek at the butts. mine right there, looking real good. My bark, my bark is formed because when you go to scratch it, no more rub comes off. I am spraying these down. I have sprayed them down one time, just some apple juices to kind of help out with the bark. You can kind of notice that I'm not probing them right now, just because I've done plenty of butts at 275, and I know at about the 5 or 6 hour mark is when I'm going to wrap these. So these have still got about 2 or 3 hours to go. I have been spraying these down with apple juice just to kind of help out with the bark, because there is that sugar and apple juice, and it'll help out with your bark, the bark formation. So besides that, I don't really have anything else right now. I'll give you one last quick peek at these before we wrap them, or I'll probably just bring you inside with me when I wrap them, and I'll give you a peek then. So either way, we will see you in about 2 or 3 hours. We are back 5 hours into the cook. Just pulled these off and brought them inside. Internal temp is at 170, and that bark is right where I want it. Boy, these things look really good. Bark's nice and set. Tailgaters BBQ Party Rub not only tastes great, but gives your meat a really, really, really nice bark to it. Typically when I wrap and I run at 275, it's usually always right around that 5 hour mark. Sometimes they're at 165, sometimes they're at 160, sometimes they're at 170 on the internal. And like I said, today they ended up being at 170. So let's go ahead and wrap these up. Remember, we're gonna wrap one in foil, we're gonna wrap one in butcher paper, kind of do like a little comparison here, even though I think I know which one I like better, but the purpose of this video is to do a comparison. So let's go ahead and move this aside. Grab me 2 sheets of heavy duty aluminum foil. Take butt number 1. Put it right in their fat cap down. And I'm not going to put any kind of liquid in with this. Be good on the foil. See, we got 2 pieces of butcher paper. We're kind of going to overlap them, just like that. Go ahead and take pork butt. All right, got the one in foil wrap. Let's go ahead and wrap the one in butcher paper. What I did here is I cut out 2 sheets, equal length, and kind of just overlapped them a little bit. And then I like putting them on there upside down, just so they don't get all creased, or they don't roll themselves back up. If I had my spray bottle out still, I'd just give this a little spray, but I don't have it out, so let's go ahead and get the butt put on it. See, I'm kind of starting it a little from the end, so the first thing I'm going to do, it might bump it, we'll try it. First thing I'm going to do is just pull it over, and then pull up both sides, as so. Down. Same thing on this side. Up. One more wrap. And we are going to call that good. So now we have one wrapped in butcher paper, one wrapped in aluminum foil. These are to go back on the pit. I am going to stick some temp probes in here, but I'm guessing these will probably go on for about another 2 to 2.5 hours at 275. So I'll probably pick back up, I don't know, either when I'm back out of the grill at some point, or I'll pick back up when we're pulling into these. So either way, we'll see you in a little bit. We are back. Been on for exactly 8 hours. This cook is over. I figured I'll just give you a quick peek here. They're still wrapped up, but got foil, got the butcher paper. I came out and probe tested it. Internal temp on these things were right around 202 to 204. But let's go ahead and look at the pellet consumption as well. Yeah, I'd probably say that's about 20 pounds of pellets. It literally came up 1 degree today, so it's about 1 degree Fahrenheit right now, and it's about 20 mile an hour wind. So it is, wind chills, 20 below at least right now, I'd assume. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna pull these butts off. I'm gonna bring them inside. I'm going to let them steam out, just kind of open them up, let them steam out, wrap them back up, and then wrap them in a couple towels and let them rest for a couple hours. So we will be picking back up one more time when it is time to eat, so we'll see you then. Alrighty, we are back, and it is time to eat. Real quick, over to cook times. Total cook time today of 8 hours, 5 hours unwrapped, 3 hours wrapped. Brought these up to an internal. The one in the foil was at about 204. The one in the butcher paper was at 202. But the important thing to remember is you don't pull these off until they're probe tender. So whether it be 190 or 210, these, when it comes to pork butt and brisket, they stay on until probe tender. So, when I started to cook off this morning, it was 0 degrees. When I ended the cook this afternoon, it was 1 degree, and it was actually a little windier. I think I initially said that, we probably went through about 20 pounds of pellets. I think I was a little off on that. I think it was probably 10 to 15 pounds of pellets. at 275 this whole time, which, you know, with it being, you know, 0 degrees out all day pretty much, and, you know, windy, even with that cold weather cover, I think that's pretty dang good, you know, for what we had to deal with today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull into these butts. Alright, let's go ahead and dig into these. First sign of a good butt is if that bone pulls out nice and clean, which foil butt comes out real nice. You can still see the steam coming off of that bone, nice and hot still. Go ahead, pull the bone out of the butcher paper. Comes out, you know, still not quite as steaming as much, but still just as clean as a pull. So let's go ahead and tear into the foiled one first. Just shredding like butter. I have my preference. I have my taste preference on what I like the most when it comes to pork butt, and for me, it is the foil wrap. And I don't even put anything in with the foil, but just wrapping that butt up in the foil for me works really good. Go ahead and give this a try. Yeah, that bark definitely set back up on there. This Tailgaters BBQ Party Rub on pork, you gotta try it. I will leave the link down in the description, but you have to try it on pork if anything. Let's go ahead and pull into this one that was wrapped in butcher paper. There's a nice piece with some bark on it. So, got aluminum foil, got butcher paper. I'm actually going to give the vote for the butcher paper. I actually think it turned out more moist than the aluminum foil. I don't really know how that happened, but the butcher paper, I think, is definitely better. That bark held up a lot better on that butcher paper than it did the aluminum foil. Again, you know, the Tailgaters BBQ Party Rub on that is just phenomenal. So now, besides that, I don't have much more. Pitts Spitts Maverick 1250. If any of you guys and girls are on the edge about getting one, I would highly suggest it. I live in southwest Minnesota. We cooked in 0 degree weather all day today. It got windy, and that thing just chugged right along. So now, besides that, I'm going to go ahead and eat. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.